Hello, friends, and welcome to another exciting episode of Love in the Time of Quarterbacks. I am your host, Captain Handsome, for obvious reasons. First, going over last week, had a pretty good week. Record-wise, we were only 3-3, but we were up 3.54 units. As I advised to follow me on Twitter, I was going to try to give out more in-game stuff than I had been doing this year, because last year that was a big component of what I like to do. So I did give out a 2-unit Buffalo Bills minus 8.5 in-game play. So I hope you took advantage of that because it was a winner and certainly helped us add to our bankroll. Year to date, we are 22-13, plus 17.63 units. Very happy with that, obviously. I've got 3 plays this week. So I'll just get right into them. First, I like the Browns visiting the Bengals. They're getting 2.5 points, minus 105 at 5 dimes for a unit. I just think the Browns are the better team. I've said that all year. I know the Bengals have been plucky and have been great, and they're a nice story. Whether they can continue that, remains to be seen. I'm not putting any stock into the loss to the Jets. I told, I've got a couple of buddies who are Bengals fans, and I told them the same thing. I said, I don't think there's any way they cover, because I think that for them, it's a trap game. It's a look ahead. They're going to be looking ahead to this one and figure they have that sorted. You also have a quarterback who you've had no scouting on, so you don't really know how to defend because you don't know what he can do. I don't put any stock into that. I just believe the Browns are the better team. I have a small bet on the money line myself. But for this, I'm going to take the plus 2.5, just in case it's one of those things where, the Browns do something silly and they lose by a point or something like that. The next game I'm playing is the Las Vegas Raiders against the Giants. The Raiders are 3-point favorites. Also minus 105 at 5 dimes. Also for a unit. For me, I haven't hidden the fact that I don't really buy into the Giants. I don't like them. I think that their front 7 is pretty decent. I don't love their secondary. I don't love their offense at all. And the Raiders just seem to galvanize when something bad happens. And obviously the Ruggs thing is disgusting. I want to say that if you're one of those guys who, is trying to defend Ruggs in any way, no thank you. What he did was ridiculous. He's got enough money. He can hire a driver to take him anywhere he wants. There's no excuse for that garbage. I hope they lock him up. I hope he never plays another down in the NFL. He killed somebody. It's disgusting. But that's not what we're about right now. These kind of things seem to galvanize the Raiders. They've played much better since Gruden was gone. So, Derek Carr's been better. Darren Waller's back. He's had 2 weeks off because he had the bye. And if they use him properly, he can absolutely, tear apart that defense, because I just don't think they have anybody on that defense who can cover them. So with that said, I like the Raiders minus 3 for a unit. The last game I like is the Chargers visiting the Eagles. Chargers are minus 2. It's also minus 105 at 5 dimes. All of those lines I found were the best at 5 dimes this week, and it's also for a unit. I think the Chargers are going to bounce back. I think they know they need to win to stay in the playoff race. I think they're going to be really disappointed in last week. I don't think the Eagles are a very good team. I have said I think their defense is better than they get credit for. But that said, I also think that Justin Herbert is a special talent. And I think that the Raiders are not going to be the same team every year that loses those games. I know they did last week, and I really don't think they should have, because I don't think the Pats are very good. But the Pats seem to match up well against them. Remember what they did to them last year. I'm taking the Chargers minus 2 for a unit. I have 2 teasers. The first one is a 7-point teaser, and it is a 3-leg teaser. I am teasing Cleveland up to plus 9.5 for all the reasons I said before. This allows me to get through 3, 4, 6, 7, all the key numbers. And up to 9.5. I can't see any possible way since he wins this by double digits. So if you're going to allow me to take that to 9.5, I'm going to do it all day. I'm also moving Dallas down to minus 3. Denver is going to really struggle on the pass rush without, they've been weakened by moving Von Miller. They've also kind of just been a mess. They don't look very good. They've got 2 middling quarterbacks, and Dallas proved last week that they know how to win now. And so, I don't love that I could only get -3. I would have loved it if it was a 9.5 and I could have moved it down to 2.5. But that said, I think Dallas is going to mop them pretty good. So I got Dallas -3. And the last play is the LA Rams to -0.5. I liked the Rams a lot when it opened at 6. I bet it at 6. I should have posted to give you guys the heads up, but I didn't because I'm useless. I don't believe that losing Derrick Henry is the end of the world for Tennessee. But I do think that he does open up a lot of things for Ryan Tannehill that make Ryan Tannehill effective. And I just don't know if they're going to be able to do that with what they have remaining. The Rams are rolling. The Rams are a very good team. The Rams, clearly are in win now mode. So I just don't see any way the Rams lose this game or tie this game. So moving them to -0.5 is pretty ideal. I'm playing that for 2 units as usual. I also have a 6-point teaser where I move Miami to +0.5. Miami's been bad, absolutely. But I saw a bunch of things last week I really liked. The defense looked better. And the defense, the truth is, has not been atrocious all the time this year. There's been a number of occasions, like the Raider game, where the defense came out and played really, really well, but the offense couldn't sustain a drive. Jacoby Brissett was not good at that. And I mean, Tua had an issue with that in the third quarter last game, or 2 games ago, against Atlanta. I thought Tua in the third quarter was not sharp. And those drives hurt the defense because they keep the defense on the field for the majority of the time. But I don't think that Houston's going to be able to have all those 3 and outs. And I think that the Miami defense, when they're rested, is still a pretty good defensive unit. Their numbers don't speak to it, but again, it's tough when you're on the field the whole time. But I did really like some things I saw last week. I thought the scheming was better. I thought that the individual performances were better. So I do think that Miami is going to definitely win this game. I have money on Miami to cover the spread because I do think they will, but I've decided not to make that an official play because I'm afraid it's just me saying, God, they can't lose to Houston. The other part of this is Baltimore, moving them from -6 to even. They're playing Minnesota. Minnesota has shown that they're still that team that just loses games that they could win. They had no business losing to Dallas. And yeah, that does affect things. I mean, that was one of the picks that I made very poorly last week. I should have known that, Primetime Cousins is trash, like just absolute garbage. And aside from his first that drive in the first quarter, like he wasn't good. He was bad, missing throws, like just poor decisions. He wasn't good. Baltimore obviously is rested. And, they're going to, I think they're going to handle them pretty easily. So moving them to a pick'em is a no-brainer for me. Playing that for 2 units. I'll go over all the plays again. I got the Browns +2.5. It's -105 at 5 dimes for a unit. Vegas -3, -105 at 5 dimes for a unit. Chargers -2, -105 at 5 dimes for a unit. 7-point teaser for 2 units is Cleveland +9.5, Dallas -3, and the LA Rams -0.5. And a 6-point teaser for 2 units is Miami +0.5, and Baltimore moved to a pick'em. As usual, I want to say the same things I always say. If you're not following me on Twitter, I recommend you do it. I have been making more of an effort to do some in-game plays. So follow me at CPT_handsome. Don't so much care about the follower numbers, but I hope you guys will take advantage of that because I do this for free and I do this for fun. And if you make money, it makes us all happy. I do enjoy getting messages from guys saying, thanks, man, I made a bunch of money. So if you made some money, let me know. I think it's fun. I don't need you to say thank you. Just say, hey, man, I made some money. Awesome. I love it. As always, make sure you're being smart. Make sure you're being safe. Don't gamble with money you can't afford to gamble with. And the last thing I want to talk about, if you don't want any drama, you can log out right now, but I'm going to talk about Barstool. And the only thing I will say is if you're one of those people who defends Portnoy or defends Barstool or, oh yeah, but they're not that whatever, don't follow me. Don't watch these. Honestly, just don't. I'm not interested in it. I don't care about my numbers. I don't care about the viewers. I do this for my friends. I do this for people I like. And if you think what goes on at Barstool and you think that Dave Portnoy is an acceptable human being, I don't want you. I don't want you in my life. I've told you for years that their sports book is crooked and that they're misogynistic pieces of garbage. But everything that came out today, the two women are accusing him of you know, essentially forcing something on them that they didn't want. They both agreed that they were having consensual relations with Portnoy, but they also both said that he was forceful, and they asked him to stop, and he did not. And that is still rape, just so you know. And none of it surprises me because he's a misogynistic piece of garbage. It is nice to see the parade of white men out there defending, oh, he's always been so nice to me. Of course he has, because you're a white man. You're not a woman. You're not a minority. You're not, you know what I mean? And the stories that are coming out about him approaching women on TikTok and things like that, who are just out of high school, is disgusting. He's 44 years old. Even if that's all it was, even if it wasn't the rape and the forced, sex and things like that, those allegations, what a disgusting human being. Do you want your daughter to be talking to that guy? Is that the guy you want to exist in this world? The predatory piece of garbage that Dave Portnoy is? He's disgusting. He makes me want to vomit. It's literally one of those things. I'm not a violent man, but if I met him in person, I think I would hit him. And I'd be fine with the assault charge because he's the kind of guy who would do that. Because he talks like a big man, but he really is only there to push around young women. He's a piece of garbage. So just needed a moment for the soapbox. I know it has nothing to do with gambling, so I apologize for that. But I needed to say something because I loathe that man. Every week I try to tell you what garbage Barstool is. I have it veiled as a the stay away from their sports book because you should. Don't ever give that man $1 of your money. But the truth is what's come out about him is disgusting. He is disgusting. And the white men who are defending him because he makes them money are also disgusting. As always, guys, be safe. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you. And, let's run good this weekend, okay? Fins up, baby.